It's Sunday. It's already Sunday again. And hopefully my notifications are going to be working tonight so that I don't have to break out the iPad, but I have it over here at the ready just in case. And sorry about the wet spot. Apparently I have a drinking problem. Yeah, got a sip of something before we started and yeah, ended up with it on my shirt. And yes, the notifications are working. Hi Sheila, it's good to see you. So everybody, hello Kim. So everybody, tonight is Weight Watchers chat number 46. Hey Lacey, and y'all know what this means, right? That means it's only 4 more until we're gonna be at chat number 50. And that's absolutely crazy. Hey Janet, that's absolutely crazy. Hey Barbara, yeah, 50. And I think we're gonna do something really fun. Hey Joyce, it's good to see you. Yeah, and hey Casey. Yeah, and Casey says she made it even though she's exhausted. They had her first baby shower today and it was really, really cute. It was really cute. Yeah, I can't wait until the one that we're doing. And hey Pat, and hey Lynn, and I see that Cheryl snuck in. She hasn't said hey yet, but she snuck in. Hey Mary, and hey Karen. One of the Karens, we didn't have back-to-back Karens. Georgianne got in next. Hey Georgianne, hey Tammy. Y'all know my housekeeping I have to do. Hey Sybil. So this is a live chat. Today is Sunday, and it is the Sunday after Veterans Day. Hey Pat, hey Tina, hey Dorothy. So first of all, you can tell the timeline on this because it is the Sunday after Veterans Day. And hey Lisa, Sherry, and Pamela Sue. Hey Tammy. And I would just like to stop for a second and say thank you to all of our veterans because, and I posted on our Facebook page, freedom is not free. We have family and friends serving and past, past members of all the military. Hey Tedders, hey Jennifer, hey Cheryl, hey Lynn, hey Janet. So I'm going to get you guys in there real quick before you go away. But thank you. Thank you very much for your service. Yeah, and if you have somebody that's a veteran, give them a hug today. You know, it's not too late. I know yesterday was Veterans Day, but they'll take it anytime. And hey Kim, Linda, hey Joanne, hey Nicole. So yeah, chat number 46. So this is a live chat. If you're watching this on, hey Wendy, if you're watching this on Sunday, the Sunday after Veterans Day, then this is a live chat. And if you're not watching this on Sunday, the Sunday after Veterans Day, then it's probably not. You're probably watching it on Facebook or on YouTube. And if you're watching it later, just know this was a live chat. So I'm going to be doing a lot of this. And I feel like I do this every week. Hey Kathleen, hey Jenny, hey Kristen. But yeah, but I have to say this every week. Hey Cheryl. Hey, oh, and Cheryl is married to a veteran. Tell him we said thank you very much. Tell him we said thank you very much for his service. What branch? And hey Mary, hey Kathy. But yeah, so I have to say this every week because I have somebody every week that is like, why are you talking to people? Because it was live. Okay, and hey Meredith, hey Nancy. So, like always, I'm gonna say we have a whole lot to talk about. So I'm gonna jump right in. Chat number 46, and hey Christine from New Jersey, she says she's in the house. Chat number 46, pretty exciting, and Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. 4 more until we get to 50. Oh, hey, and it's a Cheryl. Hey, it's Cheryl, and she said it's the first time that she's made a live chat. Oh, and her husband was in the 62nd Airborne, or I'm sorry, the 80. I know, I have glasses on. The 82nd Airborne. And it's Cheryl with an S, S-H-E-R-Y-L. Everybody tell Cheryl hi and tell her hubby thank you. Thank you so much for his service. Hey Donna, hey Shirley, hey Raquel, hey Kim. Oh, and those of you who did the index card swap, they are sorted. They are sorted, and I have proceeded in stuffing. And when Kim popped up, it reminded me. It's so funny. I have touched your, like Casey's doing the index card stuff. I keep doing the sorting and the figuring out and the making sure we have everybody and making sure everybody's in there. And I have touched your all's envelopes so many times that it's weird because like I've touched them and touched them and touched them. And like, it's almost like I know your all's handwriting now. And hey, Dorothy, hey, yeah. Oh, Joyce is saying hi. Hey, Kim, hey, Lynn. And hey, oh yeah, and Sybil's saying thank you. But it's almost like I know you all now. It's almost like I can flip through and I go, oh yeah, that's hers because it's like I know your handwriting now. Anyway, it's the weirdest thing. But yeah, so chat number 50 is going to be in 4 chats. So yeah, that's crazy that that's coming up this fast. And oh, and Bethiana is on here too, and it's her first time watching live. So everybody say hi to her. It's Bethania, and I guess you all can see those as they're coming up. But y'all say hi to her. It's her first time. Uh-oh, and Lacey said, what was the index cards? Okay, I knew I was messing up when I said that. And yeah, Jenny says she missed it. So yeah, a whole bunch of you all are saying that you hope you get on the next one. So this one was the first one. And I will say this, yeah, I would say that most everything I do in life is probably a little over ambitious on how much I can get done. So I'm hoping that maybe that makes me an optimist. I don't know. Hey Shanna, how are you feeling? I seriously want to hear about that because that sounds very interesting. So Shanna had a little medical procedure, so I'm hoping that you're still doing okay. And hey Denise. So, but anyway, the index card thing, yeah, I may have been a little optimistic. Like, by the time Casey gets done, she will have made 820 index cards. That may have been a little much. Anyway, so rest assured, though, girls who are just now joining us, that we will do another index card swap. I've got a much better handle on it now. Yeah. So we'll be doing things a little bit differently. Hey, and Heather says she finally caught us live. So everybody say hi to Heather. Okay, a couple of things for this week. One, I do need a timekeeper again. So y'all know I like to talk way past our hour. And oh, look, Carol is here. She's our Wego Club president. So everybody say hi to Carol, our Wego Club president. It's not a real club. Anyway. It's an inside joke. Well, it's not really if you eat Wegos. Anyway, so I need a timekeeper. 20 till. So I need somebody to let me know when it's 20 till because the topic that we're talking about tonight, I actually have some things to show you. So I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but my mom, we call her Vegan Nana, she's vegan. And it's funny because she got sick almost exactly a year ago. And when she got sick, a lot of this went to the wayside, but she had actually extended her life, and I fully believe had a much more fulfilling life, a better life. I know she had a healthier life because for the last 4 or 5 years she had become vegan. Everything, and I'm not telling y'all to become vegan, so everybody just sit tight for a second. I am not. So just hang in there with me for just a second. This story really is going somewhere. But anyway, so she had, and hey, Adrienne says happy Sunday. So she, and Popcorn Karen's here. And Pat says her feed is frozen. So I will say this, if you buffer or if your feed freezes, then sorry, but it's probably you, because if it's me, then mine will feed too. And I'm definitely not, mine will freeze too. And I'm definitely not frozen. So I don't think it's me. And I forgot to remind you also, if your feed does freeze, or for some reason you couldn't catch this, or you missed part of it, or you get kicked off the internet or whatever, it will be posted on, in the Facebook group. It'll be posted on the Facebook page. And hey, Kathy, it'll be posted on the Facebook page. That is a closed group. And let me just pause here for a moment and say, somebody remind me to go back to what I was talking about, which was how to find this later. But please, pretty please, I cannot beg you enough. If you ask to join the closed group, pretty please answer the 3 questions. And again, even if you just put, saw the chat, at least I know you're a real person. There are over 1,000 people. There are over 1,000 people waiting to be accepted into the group because they haven't answered questions. Casey and I we checked out, gosh, I don't know, what, Casey, 300-400 on Saturday and let them in. But seriously, I can't look through 1,000 requests if you don't answer the questions. They're simple questions. I just need to know, are you doing Weight Watchers? Have you done Weight Watchers, in the past? I don't even remember what the second one is. I don't know, whatever. I mean, they're simple questions. Oh yeah, and Casey said easily around 350 just on Saturday, and there's still 1,000 more people now, again, that want to get in, and we want to have you. We would love to have you, but this is a closed group, and we talk about things that we don't want to talk about necessarily with husbands or other family members or other non-Weight Watchers or whatever. So please help me keep it a safe place. I do get rid of people that are if it's bad mojo, or if you're not really in this to help us. And Angela says she wants to be in the club. Make a Wego and you can be in the club. And we are seriously thinking about t-shirts. I'm not even kidding. We talk about t-shirts all the time. But anyway, and I guess the t-shirts for where my name is should say squirrel, because that's where I've gone again, is squirrel. But anyway, yeah. over 1,000 people waiting to get in, but it's a safe place for us. And so I have to know that I know that I know that I know. So yeah, please answer the questions. Okay, so back to my mom. So my mom became, and Kristen says there's over 100 people, yay. And hey Debbie, how was Florida holding up down there? My husband was just checking out our next Disney trip as we speak. But anyway, so, yeah, I already forgot what I was saying. Anyway, so my mom was having some significant health problems, and her liver was having some issues, her kidneys were having some issues, and y'all know my dad had a kidney transplant last year. So yeah, so we've got, lots of issues like that in our family, and everything that my mom looked at, all the doctors said, you're not going to turn this around, you're not going to repair anything. These are organs that are not easily repaired, or they're not repairable. You can't, all you can do is keep them from declining more. So if y'all had met my mom before she got sick, because now she's just funny to talk to, because she's just she's that little old woman in the nursing home that's like, la la la, like doesn't have a clue, but she's adorable, Like today, she told me that her and John had watched a movie the other day, and I went, like a couple of days ago, and I went, really? Was it good? Oh yeah, no, we enjoyed it. Okay, John's been in Florida all week. They didn't watch a movie together. But anyway, so, and somebody's got to tell, Lacey said, what are Wegos? Somebody fill Lacey in. So anyway, yeah, doctors had told her, not going to get any better. You're going to be lucky, if you extend your life, a year or so. Well, that's been over 4 years ago, and everything that she studied and read led her to believe that to do the most benefit for her body, that she needed to become vegan. So she accepted a vegan lifestyle, 4 or 5 years ago. Well, again, if y'all had met my mom, you would know that if she does anything, I guess maybe this is where I get it. If she's going to do something, she's going to do it all in 120%, even sometimes to the detriment of other things, but do it all the way. And so she did. So tonight's topic was extremely exciting to me because everything that I've pulled out, all the things that I'm working on, I was like, oh my gosh, this is all totally stuff my mom would do. This is stuff she would eat. These are things that she would do. This is stuff that she would focus on. High protein, high fiber for the most part, low points, even though she wasn't doing smart points. I know y'all have heard me talk about her. She just, because she's also diabetic, and from keeping track of her eating, over the years, she's got all these spiral notebooks that have everything she's eaten. And of course, she was keeping up with calories, fat, fiber, those kinds of things, not smart points like we are, but it's all, kind of goes hand in hand. But anyway, so today's chat is near and dear to my heart. Yes, and there is a chat for Wegos. I should have known Cheryl would say that. Yes, there is a chat for Wegos. Cheryl loves, when somebody asks a question in the group, Cheryl loves to jump in before I can get there and say, there's a chat for that. But yes, there is a chat for Wegos. Thank you, Cheryl. So let's see. But anyway, so this one is near and dear to my heart. It's everything that my mom basically has taught me the last 4 years. Super easy chat for me to get ready for, because I was just like, okay, come on, all the vegan nana food, come over here. Again, I am not suggesting that you become vegan, but I want you to listen with open ears. I do need someone though to tell me when it's about 20 till, do the 8:40 thing again, because here, let's see, it's 8:13. Somehow I've already been rambling for 13 minutes. And you know what I forgot to go back to? How you find this later. So let's circle all the way back around. If you missed it tonight, or if you missed it live, or if your screen froze, or the dog had to go out, or husband needed your attention, or I know it's not because you're watching UT football, because we had sadness today. Don't do any sad faces or angry faces because of that. Just move on to the next thing. Whatever, doing homework, grading homework for kids, whatever. If you get distracted and you have to come back and you've got to watch this later, you can watch it on Facebook. You can watch it on, okay, great, and Cheryl's got the time for me. She's going to be my timekeeper, 20 till, Cheryl. Yeah, and Robin says it is sad. So we're not going to, I know, I almost let us segue on, or sidetrack onto UT football. Yeah, nope. And no sad faces and no angry faces because of that. Anyway, so to come back here, though, you can always watch it later. If you miss something, you can find them here on Facebook. We're on the Facebook page right now, the If You Have an Egg page. There's also the If You Have an Egg closed group, and Sybil says she's listening, but she's making posters for her classroom too. Awesome. You can watch it on YouTube, and that's just youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. We did pass 1,000 subscribers, and so far the only thing that I've noticed, because I was hoping for like confetti, and all this stuff, whatever. So far, yeah, Nicole said www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. You can find them there. But on YouTube, it's youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. We did pass 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted the confetti, and whatever, some kind of fanfare. So far, the only thing that I've noticed that's different is now we're considered opal status. Have no idea what that means, but I like opal, so that's cool with me. And we can do YouTube Live. Not so sure that I'm ever going to take advantage of that. I love our chats here. I know this is an open Facebook page, but this still feels a little bit more private being here on Facebook. I'm a little bit nervous about doing them live on YouTube. So yeah, we may or may not take advantage of that. But anyway, so back to my mom. So everything that that Nana taught me is all part of this chat. So I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen closely. Nobody panic. Just like with the new plan, changes, I don't want anybody to panic. Last week we talked about some new plan tweaks, and there's some coming. But again, everybody needs to remain calm. Nobody needs to panic at all. Yeah, and we've already got some good ideas coming up. Melissa's talking about pureeing some beans. I'm going to go back. Melissa, can you tag me in that so that I'll see it and I'll come back later? Hey, and there's my accountability, Karen. She abandoned me today. I'm just kidding. She's moving this week. But even without you, I can't imagine how much you got with all your moving, but even without you, okay, I still got 10,000 steps, so not too bad. But yeah, hope you got all your stuff packed up. And I'm sure even if you didn't get any steps in, you got lots of, muscles. Okay, and Gina says, new plan, I haven't heard. Okay. So we're not going to sidetrack onto the new plan tonight. I'll just give you a couple of things, from last week, and you can go back and watch last week's chat. So last week's chat, the last 20 minutes was about new plan changes. So this time of year, every single year, Weight Watchers makes changes to their plan. Every year, they do it. If you start watching the Weight Watchers magazine in October, it starts to give you some clues, maybe some hints about it. Our weeklies, should be giving you some clues about what's coming up. Smart Points, the switch to Smart Points was the biggest change that they've made in, I don't know, decades maybe? I don't know. A long time. I mean, and I've done them all. I've done fat and fiber. I've done regular points. I was back in the day, we talked last week about the slide ruler thing. But I mean, I've done all of them, not all of them. I've done 24 years worth of them. I don't think there's any huge changes. They are, it looks like from what I see, and remember, I do not have insider information. Please do not email me, text me, message me, call me out on here, whatever. I have not broken into Weight Watchers security. These are all, everything I talk about are things that I've gleaned from, materials that they're putting out and from listening to people talk. But quickly, Weight Watchers in the United Kingdom, they switched to their new plan in November. So there's been a lot of stuff coming out about Weight Watchers UK, about their plan, and a lot of people posting pictures. Just sit tight. Notoriously, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but I don't think their plan, and there are, Weight Watchers is in 30 different countries. 30 different countries. I don't think anybody's plan is ever like our plan. You're okay. Just keep doing Smart Points just like you've been doing them. No need to panic. I promise Weight Watchers is just trying to keep us moving in a progressive, in a forward state. They want us to be healthy and lose weight, not just lose weight. Just, keep that in mind. There are lots of plans where you can lose a lot of weight and not be healthy on the other side of it. Their goal is to encourage us and help us and make it easy for us to lose weight and be successful. But at the same time, they keep working on, they keep tweaking this so that we are more and more healthy. So just, keep that in mind. The new plan starts for us here in the United States. The new plan starts the first week of December. I said this last week. Please, 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 if you can, attend a meeting. If you already attend meetings, please go. please find a time to go to your meeting or go to another meeting. Most areas have multiple meetings, you know, we've got one lady that lives in the mountains of Turkey. She's probably not going to make it to a meeting, and it's not going to be U.S. anyway. But please try to make it to at least one meeting. Yeah, Kim says, just think of the new changes as a gift to you, and you have to wait to unwrap them. Exactly. I love surprises. This is actually, when hubby's home, in case y'all heard him. Finally, how many different warnings? I'm coming home, not coming home, coming home, not coming home. But anyway, he's home. So I have him, he's in my custody for a few days anyway. But yeah, I like surprises. And this has been fun for me because I like a scavenger hunt, and I like, I don't know, I like finding, like this for me is a little tidbit going, oh, I think I found another clue, you know, now let's go in this direction, you know, whatever. Anyway, so this is actually kind of fun for me. So just keep in mind, first week of December, you don't have to wait long. I think it is going to be good. Jenny, I agree with you, and I'm going to come back to what you said in just a second. One thing. Who stopped? I asked you all to do one thing this week. I only asked you to do one thing. Who remembers what that was? I made everybody raise their hand, remember? Everybody had to raise their hand. And we actually had a couple of people ask how you raise your hand. I guess there's an emoji for raising your hand, but you're just supposed to raise your hand at me. You know, I can't see you, but I'll just know that you did. What were y'all supposed to do when you raised your hand? Anybody remember? I'm going to get a sip of water real quick while y'all think about it. Kristen. Password and what? Yeah? Jean's right on it. You're logging in your password. There are, if I'm not mistaken, 1.6 million people doing Weight Watchers online. Yeah, good. Everybody's chiming in. Beth and Melissa and Sherilyn. Oh, hey, Sherilyn. And Lynn and Christine and Barbara. So listen to me when I say this. There are over 1.6 million Weight Watchers doing Weight Watchers online. Please take the time to figure out what your username and your password is now. Even if you have to ask them for help, do it now. Do not wait until the first week of December. There are not enough tech support people on the planet to help 1.6 million people log in. Yeah, so don't do it to them. We're adults. We need to be responsible for that. Okay, so that was your one assignment. So thank you to everybody that did it. Everybody who did figure out what your username and password is, let's see a thumbs up so we can see how many of you all went ahead and got your homework done. Do attend a meeting. If you can. If you are a physical meeting member, you really need to go that first week. If you are not a physical meeting meeting attendee, then if you can, you need to attempt to visit a physical Weight Watchers meeting. And good, there's lots of thumbs ups going. And the people are, oh, and Allie says, I love this. I work in tech support for a website. Yeah, I know, Allie. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, those of us that are like, I don't know, and you go, are your caps lock on? Oh, maybe, sure. But anyway, so yeah, and Sybil says this is her meeting. So Sybil, the one thing I'm getting ready to say, I can't help with if I'm your meeting, and I'm sorry. I wish I could, but if you can, try to attend one. Try to attend a physical one. If you are Weight Watchers online only, you can still attend a physical meeting, but you need to attend as a guest. Pretty please. We talked about this last week. Go in, let them know that you're attending as a guest. They've got some paperwork for you to fill out. It's easy. They're not going to ask for your social security number and your mother's maiden name or anything. It's easy, but they need to get credit for your attendance, so please do that. And I better start talking fast because it's already 8:24. No, we have not. I actually haven't even made it to the beans yet, Carol. So let me wrap this up. If you physically attend a meeting, there's a charm. There's a new charm. They're not telling us yet what the charm is. It's just going to be a surprise because it has something to do with the new program. So if you, if you attend a physical meeting, you're going to want to attend. I think it's the next 4 meetings or something, and you have to get a little sign off from your leader or from the receptionist or whoever checks you in. But on Thanksgiving week, you get 2. So if you attend the week of Thanksgiving, you get 2. You get credit for attending twice so that you can get your charm in case you miss another week. So anyway, be sure and attend a meeting if you can. Okay, So we are going to skip to, let's see, let me make sure I covered everything. Yes, we are going to skip to tonight's topic. So this week's meeting was called, Weight Watchers called it Use Your Bean. Let's see, it was 4 out of 5. Thank you, girls, that are letting us know that it's 4 out of the next 5 meetings. Use your bean. Discover the delicious variety of plant-based proteins. And remember, if you attend a meeting, oh, and Kathy, the reason it's 3 out of 5 is if you attend the week of Thanksgiving, you get credit for 2 meetings. So that would be your 4th one, even though you didn't physically go to a 4th one. But anyway, remember, if you attend a physical meeting, and yes, YouTube people, I know it's backwards. You don't need to tell me. I know it's backwards. But if you attend a physical meeting, always grab your weekly. If you are online, then you can download these, but they switch over to the new one on, oh, and Kathy says no Thanksgiving here. Where are you, Kathy? Not in the U.S., I guess. Are you in Canada? I don't know. U.S. girls, if you attend the week of Thanksgiving, you get credit for being there twice. But if you attend a physical meeting, if you forget to get this one week, or if you miss a week, ask your leader for one. They should have extras. If you're doing Weight Watchers online, or if you have e-tools, you can download these. You can download them in a PDF form that you can print out, look at. You can look at it on the computer or print it out. Just remember, it changes over on Sunday nights, and they're a tiny bit hard to find after the next Sunday night. So always try to get one and pick it up. But so for this one, it was using your bean. And what they're talking about this week is, and again, it was very exciting to me because this is all like Nana stuff, is talking about beans and other forms, basically other forms of protein besides meat. So again, not telling you got to be vegan or even vegetarian, but it wouldn't hurt you to try some of this stuff. So according to our weekly, protein's a building block of your cells. It helps repair tissues and strengthen bones, and it helps promote the health of muscles, cartilage, skin, and blood too. So everybody knows that we can get protein from animal sources. Everybody knows that beef, chicken, turkey, pork, dairy, that's all, that all has protein. But I know this because Nana and I got into many arguments about this when she first became vegan, that you can also get protein from and a lot of protein. I'm serious, we spent the first few weeks on this arguing about how much protein you can get from animal sources, and I'm including cheese as an animal source because it came from an animal. I'm including any kind of dairy, any milk, yogurt, things like that. So the reason this is important is because in our weight loss journey, protein, it even says that protein is protein's a weight loss ally. Protein fills you up. It helps you feel full longer. I am a proponent of starting your day with protein. I used to start my day when we were on Points Plus. I started my day every single day with an English muffin, a low point English muffin, and some light or fat-free cream cheese, and some fruit. And while it was delicious, by like 10 o'clock, I was eating my arm, and I would start hitting the snack box at work, which was a bad thing all the way around. So once we switched to Smart Points, and actually right before that, I switched to eating protein every morning. And now, because the protein keeps me full, even if it's just an egg, sometimes I forget and they have to remind me to eat lunch. But anyway, so protein can also be a weight loss ally. We know that. Okay, and Donna says that beans give her a lot of bloating and gas. Donna, if you eat beans as beans, that can happen. But I will tell you, the best thing that we found for that is Gas X, and it really does work. And what's that? Amino, which is a pill. Amino works fabulously, and you take it right before you eat. I don't have a problem with beans, but I can't eat raw onions. I can eat jalapenos, I can eat peppers, I can eat all that kinds of stuff, but yeah, and Carol says Beano. But I'm serious, if I take 1 or 2 Beano right before I eat something like that, I don't know how it works, but it works. So try that, and I know there are also some things that you can add to canned beans to help with that. But we're not just talking about eating canned beans, so slow down a little bit. Yeah, beans don't just mean from a can, from a can, or from a from cooking them, soaking them and cooking them overnight. Okay, so it can help you feel more satisfied, and it has then other things like carbohydrates and fats. Oh, and Karen says if you rinse your beans thoroughly, it'll remove the compound that causes gas. Good to know. Donna says put a pinch of baking soda in them when you cook them. It'll takes out the gas. And Cheryl says it's 8:30, so I got to talk real fast. Okay, so adding some, these are considered, all beans are considered plant-based because they're plant-based. But adding, let's see, hold on, lost my place. Eating more plant-based proteins lets you mix things up at mealtime, and it could save you money too because in general, you know, beans and things like that cost less than meat. Okay, so how many different kinds of beans can you all name? Name some kinds of beans. Like right here in front of me, I've got Great Northern beans. I've got lima beans. I have black beans. I've got pinto beans. I have dark red kidney beans. So how many different kinds of beans can you all name? Name some beans for me. I want to see those. Okay, lentil. Yep, that's a good one. Mary says lentil. Carla says she can't eat onions either. Yeah, so go back around to the Beano comment. Kim says kidney. Nancy says kidney. Kidney beans seem to be very popular. Carol says kidney, red pino, and cannella. You're going to have to explain pino. Ooh, Carla says butter beans. Hadn't thought of that. Carrie says cannelli northern. Casey says, well, you named all the ones I was going to say. That's because that's all she knows. Sybil says black red chickpeas, refried, and lentils. Barbara says chickpeas. Cheryl says baked beans. Those are beans, Cheryl. Those are beans. Another Cheryl, spelled differently, says garbanzo. Nancy says baked. Kim says chili beans. That's a good one. Okay, y'all keep. Oh, Melissa says green beans. Y'all didn't think about that, did you? Peas apparently are considered a bean. Yeah. So while you all are still naming off some more of those, let me just go ahead and say this. Navy beans. Did anybody say navy beans? Navy beans are oh, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Navy beans are thought to clobber cholesterol, and they're extremely high in potassium. And yeah, and Adrienne says edamame. Yeah, did you know that about navy beans? Yeah. Lisa says purple whole peas. Awesome. Garbanzo beans are high in fiber, and think hummus. Yeah, so high in fiber. So with a lot of this other stuff that we eat on Weight Watchers, you know, we need to make sure that we're getting enough fiber. So garbanzo beans are, you know, great for that, and hummus would be awesome for that. Lentils. Somebody named lentils. And Carol, I don't know about black-eyed peas. Somebody's going to have to tell me if black-eyed peas count as beans. I think they do. I think they do. Lentils. The International Journal of Cancer says that lentils have been shown to fight off breast cancer and prostate cancer. Didn't know that, to help fight it off. I'm not saying that if you eat lentils that it's going to cure cancer, but that's pretty interesting that it could. And it's the International Journal of Cancer says that it's been shown to fight it off, breast and prostate cancer, eating lentils. I'm going to figure out a way to eat those. Has anybody got a good lentil recipe? We'd love to hear it. Red kidney beans, which a lot of you all named off. Red kidney beans are high in omega-3s, antioxidants, and they're high in thiamines, which are supposed to help with Alzheimer's. I didn't know that either. So apparently we need to be eating red kidney beans to help us with our brain, help those synapses keep snapping, and help us to resist Alzheimer's. Okay, and Sybil says she has a lentil salad recipe. Sybil, pretty please, can you share that either here or in the group? That would be awesome. Yeah, and Carol says Weight Watchers has a great lentil stew recipe. Yeah, you all please, list those. That'd be great. And Pat says we've got 118. Awesome. Okay, black beans, and I'm not going to be able to say this correctly, but black beans contain anthocyanins. And I hope that sounded really smart, because guess what anthocyanins are for? Brain power. Brain power. So eat black beans for brain power, and red kidney beans to keep you from getting Alzheimer's. So yeah, so that's awesome. And soybeans are a muscle builder, and soybeans are the only common plant food to contain all 9 essential amino acids. So there are 9 essential, and hey, Lori from Louisiana's joined us, but there are 9 essential amino acids that are the building blocks of of everything in your body. And soybeans are the only common plant food to contain all 9 of them. How awesome is that? Did anybody else know that? I didn't know that. Okay, let me tell you some real quick other things. So I think the reason that we are doing all this about beans, yeah, and Nicole says, magical fruit, the more you eat, the more you, yeah, so just take some of those tips, go back and read those notes and take some of those tips. I sincerely believe that the reason that we're focusing on beans and some non-meat protein sources is, and again, I do not have any insider information. No one told me this. This is from my own research and just from paying attention, and I'm kind of nosy. So just from that, I really think that the new tweaks that that are going to happen with the Smart Points program, is still Smart Points. I do know that. But I think that they are continuing to help drive us into, you know, healthier eating. I really think that, well, let me ask you this. How many of you all are on, I know Cheryl does it, how many of you all are currently on or have done Simply Filling, the Weight Watchers Simply Filling plan? If you're currently on Weight Watchers Simply Filling or you've done it in the past, please show me a heart. And YouTube people, I'll let you know how many, not exactly how many, but I'll let you know whether or not we get many hearts. So Simply Filling is a program that Weight Watchers came out with, and it really didn't, like, I don't think it lasted that long, just because I think people had trouble wrapping their head around it. Like me, I had trouble wrapping my head around Simply Filling. I wasn't good at it because the things that were, yeah, there's a whole bunch of y'all doing it, and it's funny because everybody that's doing it, okay, so Cheryl I think has switched back to Smart Points, but it's funny because the ones that are on it are loving it, you know, and yeah, Melissa says it's called Core. So Simply Filling, we had, you know, some foods had green triangles next to them, and you were allowed to eat as within reason until you were satisfied, as many as you wanted to, but you had to, you know, you just had to stop when you felt satisfied. So you could eat like eggs and beans and a lot of whole grain things, and you know, things like that. And then you had so many points for, you know, for the week to fill. Well, I wasn't great at it because I couldn't be trusted. I mean, I'm probably the only person you know that could just sit down and eat eggs until I fell over or whatever. Anyway, I don't know when I'm full. I still don't have a full meter. I mean, I've been Lifetime for, let's see, almost 3 years now. I still do not have a full meter. Mine's gone. I mean, I will eat until I get sick. So, and I think on animals they call that foundering, whatever, you know, I would founder on things. So I wasn't good at it. So I really think that they are trying to marry the two of those, because all of everything that we've gotten this last couple of weeks, and yes, thank you, Cheryl, I'm going to start winding it down so we can talk about the food, but everything we've gotten this last couple of weeks has all looked to me like that we're going to marry, that this new program is going to marry Smart Points and Simply Filling together, which I'm all in. If that's it, if that's what we're doing, I am all in, because I already eat that way, sort of. I eat a whole lot of things that are considered Simply Filling, but I have to track every single one of them. Like, I track every egg I put in my mouth, I track every bean, you know, whatever, you know, I have to track all that stuff. I can't be trusted not to track it. Anyway, so my gut tells me that we're going to marry the two of those. But real quick, because Cheryl reminded me that we are running out of time. Yeah, and Carol says her and her husband don't have a full meter either. Yeah, I don't. So remember, we're going to look at some food here in just a second, some things besides just beans. But when you think of protein, everybody thinks of meat. You know, we think of, and especially like red meat. And yes, red meat has a whole lot of protein. But 90% lean ground beef, 3 ounces of that is 4 Smart Points, and it's 21 grams of protein. That's pretty good, but it's no fiber. There's no fiber in animal protein. One of the things I'm going to show you all is called Beyond Beef, and it's pea protein, and it's actually pretty good, but it's like ground beef. I mean, I wouldn't just like eat a spoonful of it. I would put it in something, and I'll show you something I put it into tonight. But that, a half a cup is 2 Smart Points, 13 grams of protein, so it has a lot of protein, but it also has a gram of fiber. So you could eat twice that much and have more protein. I mean, you could eat a whole cup of it and have more protein than you would. Okay, Carol and Casey, and I think Cheryl's probably going to pop in here in a second and say it's 8:40. Thank you guys. I'm just going to name off 4 more things, and then I promise I'll switch over. But yeah, I mean, you could eat twice as much of that and have more protein than in the ground beef and still only have the same number of points. Thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, I'll get on it in just a second. And the same number of points, and you would have a little bit of fiber in there. A string cheese has 1 string cheese, not a light string cheese, a regular string cheese. One of them is 3 smart points and has 6 grams of protein and no fiber, but 1 ounce of broad beans, and there's a broad bean snack I'm going to show you. 1 ounce of the broad bean snack is only 2 smart points, so it's 1 less smart point, but it's 7 grams of protein instead of 6, and it has 6 grams of fiber. And Kathy, 841. Kathy says it's 841, and she's got the little laughing face thing. Yeah. Anyway, and a chicken hot dog. 1 chicken hot dog is 3 smart points. It has 8 grams of protein, again, no fiber, but 3 ounces of Nasoya Tofu Plus, 3 ounces, that's quite a bit, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second, is only 2 smart points, so it's 1 less smart point, but it has 10 grams of protein, and it has 1 gram of fiber. Okay, now, do y'all want to look at some food? Who wants to look at some food that's not just beans? So, I'm sure you all, okay, so when you all saw this, did you panic and think that you were just going to have to eat beans? Who panicked? If you panicked, do a thumbs up. Kathy's never had tofu. You're going to have it. I didn't make anything tonight with tofu, but I'll make some. And yay, we have 125 people. So everybody panicked. That's all y'all have talked about is I don't like beans. I don't eat beans. Don't want to eat anything. Don't, you know, whatever. So I think everybody has this vision of beans being like this, and we live in bush bean country, so notice they're Bush's beans. But I think everybody has this vision that all beans are just beans. So beans can be, have you all ever had a 3-bean salad? Those are really good, really good. That's made out of waxed beans, yellow waxed beans, and I can't remember which other kind. I'll post a recipe another time. But that's a cold salad, really good. There were a couple of lentil salads going by on here, really good. Some of the dips, like black beans, corn, a little bit of cheese, some salsa, things like that. You know, that's an awesome dip, but it's not just beans out of a can. Does that make sense? Okay, and Debbie says tofu has soy, and soy is supposed to be bad for your thyroid. You need to check with your doctor about that, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a physician. I know my accountability friend Karen is here, and she's got thyroid issues. Karen, do you know what your doctor says about that? I do know that some people are sensitive to soy, and you should avoid normal tofu, which we'll look at in just a second. I know you all should avoid that, and there are some other options. So let me show you some of the things. So when I was talking about, when I said that instead of the string cheese, that Enlightened has some broad bean snacks, this is one of them. This I got when I was with Popcorn Karen in St. Louis. And so this is just, it's Enlightened, the Good For You Crisp, roasted broad beans. This one's sweet cinnamon. I devoured the bag of the wasabi one that we had. These are made out of broad beans. Don't know what a broad bean looks like in the wild, but these things are awesome. I have to get these on Amazon. Popcorn Karen gets these at either Deerberg's or Schnucks. Does anybody else know, any other city? So I know St. Louis has these because we found them in both stores, but can anybody else help out? Are there other cities? I have looked all over Knoxville for these and cannot find these, so I've been getting them on Amazon. But anyway, so that has more protein and fiber than a string cheese, and they're delicious, and they come in different flavors. Then the Beyond Beef that I was talking about, or the Beyond Meat that I was talking about. So again, a chicken hot dog. One chicken hot dog is 3 smart points, 8 grams of protein, and no fiber. I'm sorry, I was talking about the beef down here. So this is the Beyond Meat. This one, if you are, and Dorothy says that Costco has them. My Costco doesn't have them, but anyway, so the Beyond Meat, It comes in, the one I use tonight, and I'll show you that in a second. The one I use tonight is Beyond Beef Crumbles Feisty, and it's got like a taco seasoning in it. They also have a regular one. I do buy a lot of Gardein products. I buy a lot of some Boca, more Gardein, and more this. And then I know Costco has, you know, some different options, but this one has, so the Beyond Beef, it's pea protein. So if you're sensitive to soy, and you can, I know, and Donna says it's hard to stop eating the broad beans. It's so weird. They're beans, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like you just can't get enough of them. And Lisa says garlic and onion are amazing, and she gets them at GNC. I had not looked at GNC. I'll check there. But if you're sensitive to soy, this particular product, and there are some others, I will say this, I do not like the corn products, the QORN, I think. I don't really like them. And yes, this is in the frozen section. Christine wants to know if this is in the frozen section. So this is pea protein, and it's made out of water, pea protein isolate, canola and sunflower oil, and then it does have a few other ingredients that just have to do with seasoning and things. But yeah, that's a great alternative. It's a great alternative to meat. Again, I wouldn't just get a spoonful of it out and stick it in my mouth, but it's good in other things, especially if you can add some flavor to it. These I had not had, but Alan talked us into getting some of these when we were in Orlando last time when we were at Disney. And these are, all three of these are Harvest Snapped Snap Pea Crisps. And I have, one of them is peas and two of them are black beans. And they are, all of them are either 22, let's see, 20, one of them, this one is 22 for 3 smart points. The black bean ones are 22 for 4 smart points. Today I picked up the habanero, and you know, at Publix in Knoxville, and you notice I had to put my grip sticks on there because I made the mistake of opening the bag in the car just to try them, you know, just to do some some data research for the for tonight. And yeah, I had to come home and put the grip stick on it because I was going to eat the whole bag. The black pepper is good. That's a pea. That one's a pea. So those are not beans, but they count as beans. Shanna's right. The wasabi ranch is really good. And then this one I have not opened yet. It's mango chili lime, but they're black beans. So I'm thinking that's going to be really good. And if you're looking for something crunchy, a crunchy snack, they're really crunchy. And they're good. I don't know. They're light and they're airy, and they're just good. Okay, and Barbara says, are they baked or what? Here, Barbara, I'll get one out and show it to you. So this one is the pea. This is the pea kind. The other one is black beans. It looks just like this, but it's a black bean. So this is the pea, and it looks just like this. And let me open one here. So that's what they look like on the inside. So yeah, here, I'll eat one. So can you hear how crunchy they are? Really good. Of course, now I need to drink water. But yeah, and they are Harvest Snaps. So Myra wants to know what brand they are. Myra, these are Harvest Snaps, and I got these at Publix, but I've seen them at Kroger, and I've seen them. Okay, Wendy wants to know if there's carbohydrates and sugar in them. Hold on. Okay, they have, this one is the peas. So 1 ounce is a serving. That's about 23 pieces. It has 120 calories, 6 grams of fat, 0 saturated fat. It has 240 milligrams of potassium. That's actually really good. And Nicole says it reminds her of a Cheeto consistency. That's a good, oh yeah, and they're near the salads. Karen says to remind everybody they are near the salads. Yes, you can find them there. It has a lot of potassium, 240 milligrams, which is really good. 16 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, less than a gram of sugar, and 5 grams of protein for this one. Oh, sodium. 85 milligrams of sodium. So Kathy wanted to know if it has sodium, 85 milligrams of sodium. This one's the black bean one, 120 calories, 6 grams of fat, 0 saturated fat, 110 sodium, 260 potassium, carbohydrates is 16 grams, fiber is 4 grams, sugars 4 grams, and protein 4 grams. So it looks like the black beans have a little more sugar in them. But they're delicious, and it's better than eating chips. And they do have protein. I don't have any potato chips that have protein. So I have those. Okay, and here's another snack. Somebody was talking about roasting chickpeas. if you roast your own chickpeas, people who are on here right now who roast your own chickpeas, let's see a thumbs up. I've never tried that before, and I would love to try that. Kim wants to know which one's my favorite. Well, of the snap peas. So currently the habanero is, obviously because I opened it and couldn't, slow down. The enlightened 1 ounce is 2 smart points. So Sandy wanted to know how many smart points on the enlightened. For this kind, it is 1 ounce is 2 smart points, and it's a decent amount of them. But if you roast your own chickpeas, and there's already a few people doing thumbs ups for those of you all watching later on YouTube. If you roast your own chickpeas, make me some. I've never tried that, so I would love to try that. And if you're in our Facebook group, I would love for you to post your recipe about roasting your own chickpeas. I would love to know how to do that. These I bought at Costco though, and they're made by the Good Bean, and these are sea salt chickpeas. I'll just tell you, girls that said you didn't like beans, yeah, Carol says these taste like popcorn, or one of these tastes like popcorn. These things are hard to stay out of. And thank you, Cheryl says we've got 10 minutes. Got to wind it up in 10 minutes. But these are hard to stay out of. Yeah, like I have to go ahead and put these into little Ziploc baggies and then write the points on them. These are 1 ounce is 3 smart points. You can still get quite a bit in an ounce, but these do not taste like beans. These are beans. Chickpeas are beans, or garbanzo beans, but in this form. And I imagine those of you that are roasting your own, holy cow, these things are good. They're good. They're a little bit hard to stay out of. And you can also do things like soups. There are a lot of pre-made soups that already have, some beans in them. This one happens to be Trader Joe's, the Latin style black bean soup. This one's really good with the Trader Joe's Cuban black beans. Just dump this and the Cuban black beans in there and heat it up, and it tastes like the black bean soup from Panera. Yeah, and that is 1 cup is 2 smart points of this. That's without the black beans. And I'm just going to say again, I don't have any insider information, but I'm thinking that all this attention on beans means the point value is going to go down. That's my guess. Don't quote me. That's my guess. Okay, then last before I show you the soup, this is the brand of tofu that my mom used most often. And trust me, if she was physically or mentally able, she would be back on this. She even told me today, let's see, it was yesterday, she felt well enough, even though she thinks that her and John watched a movie a couple of days ago, she felt well enough that when I ask her all the time, hey, I'm going to the grocery store, what do you want? And she, makes up weird things. But this time she said she wanted she thinks they've moved her somewhere else, and that the new place doesn't have a big room like the other place does. Well, it does. Anyway, but they are feeding her a vegetarian diet at the nursing home instead of a vegan diet, because you cannot get a nutritionist in a mass population setting like that, like a hospital, a nursing home, anything like that. You cannot get, even though they're a nutritionist, or a dietitian, you cannot get them to wrap their head around how to prepare things that are vegan. And really at this point, she needs more food. So they've got her on a vegetarian diet. But so I asked her yesterday, I guess, I said, what do you, going to the store, what do you want from the store? And she wants some more of her vegan hot dogs, and some hot dog buns. I said, well, we might do that next week. We might do that next Saturday. I might make vegan hot dogs and take them, and or meatless hot dogs, and take them, and we might just have a little picnic next Saturday. But this is the brand of tofu that she uses. The Nasoya was her preferred brand. You can get this I got this at Publix. You can get it at Kroger. If you live here in Knoxville, you can get it at Ingles. I don't know how far Ingles goes. I would say any decent sized grocery store should have this. We also have an Asian market here in Knoxville that has tofu in bulk. At Sam's, you can get it in a case. I don't think it's the Nasoya brand. I'll have to think about that. But you can get it. Hey, Dolly. She says she's late, but hey. But you can get at Sam's. At Costco, you can get it in a case. I always get my mom Nana. She got every variation of tofu that there was, but she made some kind of weird things with it. I always get either firm. Firm, extra firm. Okay, I'm sorry. And Christine's asking if I can spell it because she can't read it backwards. Yes, Christine, it's Nasoya. It's Nasoya. and this one's called Sprouted Tofu Plus. This one's organic super firm. Do make sure that if you buy tofu, do make sure that it's organic. Do make sure that it's non-GMO. I guess there's people that are making tofu that's not, but you need to make sure that it's non-GMO. We can do a whole nother chat, or I'll do some recipes on and yes, Casey, that's exactly right. So Christine, if you can look at what Casey just typed, she's typed it out for me. Thank you, Casey. But yeah, this is what kind I use, and what she used. So I'll start doing some recipes on this. I had kind of gotten away from that because not a lot of y'all were asking for for meatless recipes, but I'll get back on it, especially now that this sounds like it might be a bonus part of our plan. But anyway, so it comes in water. The extra firm, you take it out, you pat it down. I'm not going to go into squeeze it out. I'm not going to go into that all right now. But please I don't want to see anybody opening a package of tofu and taking a spoon and trying it and then telling me that it's nasty. Yeah, by itself, it's nasty. And hey, Dana just joined us and it's her first time. So don't just eat it out of the container. It's like an egg. You wouldn't just crack an egg open and just eat it without doing anything to it. Mary's exactly right. It tastes like the flavors that you cook it with. You can cook it on your waffle iron. You can cook it. You can fry it up. You can put it in stir fries. What everybody thinks of. My mom made eggless egg salad, which was delicious, absolutely delicious. She used to make the lettuce wraps from P.F. Chang's, and we were quickly running out of time. But anyway, she would make those. Absolutely delicious. So it takes on whatever flavor you want it to have. You can add sauces to it. You can do a whole lot of stuff with it. She actually made what looked like eggs with it. And no, Carol wants to know if it melts. It doesn't melt, but it's weird when you put it in the waffle iron. It's almost like a cheesy texture. I don't know. I can't explain it. But I got some more. Again, I haven't been buying a lot of it because nobody's been asking for recipes made with tofu, but since we seem to be on this thing, especially if they give me the news that I'm hoping for the first week of December, I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but if they were to come back and say that that tofu was 0 or even half the points that it is right now, y'all are going to be seeing a ton of tofu recipes. Yeah, because they were all really good. But again, 3 ounces is 2 smart points. Cheryl made a lime pie and nobody ever knew. I'm telling you, we have fed tofu to a whole lot of people that never, ever had a clue. Again, my only caution would be, though, if it's somebody that's sensitive to soy, you might want to check first. So on that one, the Nasoya tofu, the chicken hot dog was one chicken hot dog was 3 smart points, 8 grams of 8 grams of protein and 0 grams of fiber. Nasoya tofu plus 3 ounces, and 3 ounces is a fourth of this container. Can you see how big this container is? That's a fourth of that container. So 3 ounces of that is only 2 smart points, so it's 1 less smart point for a huge amount of tofu. And it's 10 grams of protein and 1 gram of fiber. Okay, real quick, because we have 2 minutes left. So, people who don't think they like beans, here is something that we make all the time. I made it a little bit different tonight because I forgot to get corn. So, I took, and I'll do a video for this too, the next time I make it, or I don't know, I might do it later, but. So this is so simple. I mean, it's literally so simple. You take one of these, a slow cooker liner, and yes, I know it's backwards, but this says slow cooker liner, and these are made by Reynolds, and this should be over in the, like where the plastic wrap and the aluminum foil is, always in your crock pot, because you're gonna make it in a crock pot. So I'm not talking about using this in an Instant Pot. Oh, wait a minute, hold on a second, let's see. Starting the first full week of December, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's the first. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed. Somebody said their weigh-in is on December the 3rd. It's the first full week of December. So your first weigh-in in December. And I've already forgotten what mine is. Mine will be the first Tuesday of December, so whatever that date is. Do you know what the date is of the first John's gonna find that out. But anyway, so when you're doing a, when you're using your crock pot, I'm not talking about an Instant Pot. I'm definitely not talking about an air fryer. I'm just talking about a regular plain old crock pot. Always use a slow cooker liner. Yeah, and then dump all this in. So it's gonna be really easy. The 5th, okay, thank you. Kathy and John at the same time said the 5th, so thank you guys. Yeah, so my first weigh-in will be on the new plan. Like mine will change the 5th. So it'll change the morning of the 5th, and my phone should already make me log in, and I should already be on the new plan before I ever make it to my meeting on Tuesday night. So it's supposed to be your first, weigh-in, and that's for people that have monthly pass. Online people, I think it's just that first week. But anyway, so I'll just dump in. Remember, put this in there first. Put it on low. And I dump in a can of Great Northern beans, a can of black beans, a can of pinto beans, and a can of dark red kidney beans. So just in those, my brain is going to be super healthy. Then tonight, I added, because I forgot corn, I added a bag of frozen lima beans, and then I dumped in, and so far all I've done is just I've drained cans of beans, rinsed them off, dumped them into the crock pot with the liner in it. Then I added 2 cans of Rotel. Oh yes, Janice said, did you drain them? Yes, I drained and rinsed the beans first, then I put them in there. And then 2 cans of Rotel, the Rotel of your choice. Then I add 1 bag of the Beyond Meat, the Feisty Crumbles, because we're making taco soup is basically what we're making. And remember, a half a cup of those, 1 Smart Point. Just dump that in there. So we've got 4 different kinds of beans, 2 cans of Rotel, and the beans have been drained and rinsed. 1 bag of frozen lima beans, because I forgot the corn. The beefless crumbles. Then you add a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch, just the dry ranch powder. You put that in there, and then using one of your cans from the beans, add enough water to where the water is almost to the top of your crock pot. And now I've got a big crock pot. I don't know how many quarts to say it is, but it's a big, I can't bring it over here and show it to you, but it's this big around, so however big that is. And then when it's all done, then we add, okay, and Mary wants to know what Rotel is. Rotel, I think I already threw the can away. Rotel is a little, and yes, Sybil, I will type up the recipe, but Rotel is, it's just a little can of diced tomatoes, but they have some kind of seasoning in them. Like some of them have green chilies, some of them have lime juice and green chilies. It's just they're diced tomatoes, but that's just the brand that I use. You can use any brand of diced tomatoes. I just prefer Rotel because it does have just a little kick in it. The one I use has diced jalapenos and lime, I think. And Judy says it's probably a 6-quart crock pot. I have no idea. But so when I get ready to serve it, we add a little bit of the Trader Joe's shredded mozzarella cheese, because it's 1 Smart Point for an ounce. You can use any brand, and I haven't doctored this one up yet because I've got to reheat it. It's been sitting here the whole time. And then we put a dollop of either a fat-free Trader Joe's sour cream on top, or you can use Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt, fat-free Greek yogurt works really well. But this is what it looks like. So this is taco soup, and I put it in a little clear bowl so that y'all could see it. But it has the 4 different kinds of beans. Okay, and Christine wants to know how long I cook it. So if you put it in the crock pot if you put it on there on low, like you're supposed to, I prefer to do it on low. On low, I just let it cook all day. I let it cook all day while I'm gone, like 6 to 8 hours. And if I, like tonight, I was kind of in a hurry, so I had to put it on high. And on high, it was probably 3 hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours. But when I reheat this back up after we get done, it'll get the cheese on it, and then it'll get I got fat-free Greek yogurt this time, and yeah, and so normally this is 6 to 7 Smart Points, depending on if you do the corn or if you use the meatless crumbles, because sometimes I do it with regular like with ground turkey. But anyway, so 6 to 7 Smart Points for a cup. But I'm hopeful that all of this focus right before the new plan. I'm hopeful that this is going to be much lower for a cup of my very favorite soup. Yeah. So if you don't use the feisty crumbles, if you use some other kind of meatless crumbles, you're going to need to add some taco seasoning. But anyway, and yes, I will type this up. It won't be tonight, but I will type it up. So what questions do you have? Because we need to wrap this up. It is 9:05 and I'm getting hungry. So yes, I will type this up later. Yes, the transcripts, and yes, I'll say this too, I'm very far behind on the transcripts because we're trying to get the index cards back out, but I promise eventually they'll all be on there. Transcripts are always on www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. And hey, Melinda's here. John, Melinda's here. Yeah, John says hey. Oh no, and they're saying, where's Dusty? Dusty, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. But anyway, so www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com is where I put the transcripts. YouTube, it's just youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg. And Nancy wants to know when I'll let you know about the index cards again. So when these are done, then we'll get another group started. And come here, buddy. Come here, Dusty. Come here. He's trying to be so good. Come here, buddy. Okay, so here's Dusty, and for those of you that are new, okay, and Dusty really wants some taco soup now. So see, even dogs will eat beans and pea protein beefless crumbles. But for those of you that are new, this is Dusty. So Dusty, say hi. Everybody say hi to Dusty. Yep, Dolly says hi. Dolly and Dusty, that's cute. Anyway, so yeah, all this will be posted on www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. YouTube, it's youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg, and the Facebook group, and here on the Facebook page. And totally forgot what I was going to say. Yeah. Oh, the index card swap. Once this one's gone, then we'll talk about doing the next one. But things are going to change. So, okay. Oh, sorry. Hold on. One challenge for you all. I completely forgot. I'm trying to set up a challenge. Oh, and Melinda says, hey. I'm trying to set up a challenge a week. So your challenge for next week is to replace I want you to replace one meal, just one meal that would have contained meat. I want you to replace it with something that doesn't contain meat. So one of these, pea protein soup. It doesn't have to be something fancy. You don't have to break out the tofu and figure out what to do with it. It could be some kind of soup like this. It could be just some kind of vegetable soup that has, that has beans in it or something like that. It could be this with the beans from Trader Joe's, whatever, or a snack. Just make it a snack. But I want y'all to, this week, I want everybody to replace one meal that has meat with something that is a bean replacement, a bean type replacement. And I want y'all to check in and let me know. Okay, and I'll be able to see your comments, so keep commenting. I'll see those when I get upstairs later to do the transcripts. And I'm gonna go heat up my soup. Y'all have a great week. And we're getting closer to our 50th, and we're gonna do something really exciting. So y'all have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.